Hello race fans, sim fans, RC fans. This is the proper Racing 393 intro. I've decided to do something slightly different today, so bear with. We're going to take this Mini out. However, before we do that, we've got a few upgrades and things to do, which we'll go through. So it will be the whole video. It's going to be slightly longer than usual. We've got a few bits and pieces that I'd like to change before I do this next speed run. The speed run will be at the end of the video. I'm guessing it'll be somewhere around, I don't know, I'm guessing at the moment because it's not been edited. About 30 minutes. I'll try and do it under that because that's quite a long time, isn't it? I don't know if many people, well, going by my analytics, people don't watch more than 2 minutes. So maybe I wasted my time. But anyway, so this is taking the M05 chassis out with all the upgrades on, and plus one other upgrade, which if you watch the video, everything will be explained during the video. The speed run is at the end. Spoiler alert, I enjoyed it. So there we go. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching in advance, and I shall see you very soon. Hello RC fans, Racing 393, and we're back onto the Mini M05 chassis. If you can remember from last time this was run, it was quite a successful run, but you had a few issues with it. The drive shaft pin came out, and I think the motor is and does run quite hot. And in my last video, I upgraded the chassis. So the standard chassis, the M05, just takes a normal NIM battery, the normal round NIM 7.2. I purchased my very first LiPo 2S. Of course, it's square, so it doesn't fit the chassis. So in my last video, you'll see I upgraded the chassis to, I think they call that the M05 Pro or M05 version 2. Effectively, that one allows you to put LiPo batteries in. It's a very square compartment. Now, one of the main things there is to put the battery in, the square battery, you have to do away with the normal battery stays. And there's an aftermarket product so that you can install a LiPo battery. So I've got a few options here, a few hop-up options, which I'm going to show you. But initially, the only one I will be doing short term, I would think, is the LiPo battery mount. So it's from Racing, and this is what they call the aluminium and graphite battery mount for the Tamiya M05. So this goes onto the chassis and allows you to run a LiPo and secures the battery in there. So that's what I'm going to put on. Additionally to that, which will be in another video, as far as getting this car to go quicker still, there's a couple of things I did buy. First off, it does mean that I've got to take the chassis apart again, which this should be the final time, barring any problems. I've got a high-speed gear set, so that can go in. M chassis hollow lightweight shaft set, so every little helps. They'll obviously go in. At the moment, it's got a ball diff, and I was toying with the idea of upgrading it. So what I did purchase is a 38 tooth spur geared diff. So we're going to put that in. So once the gearbox is apart, it's going to have to be completely dismantled. This has got to be built and put in. And finally, I've got something here which could be a little bit gimmicky, but we'll see. And as the gearbox is apart, we may as well put this in. High-speed ball bearings. I don't know if it's going to make any difference. I've got a bit of oil there as well, which they include to put in to make completely free running bearings. I don't know whether that's more of a gimmick. A bearing's a bearing, isn't it? I think, but I could be wrong. It might be more efficient. So we can also put that in. So there's quite a lot to do. But this video is just going to be the installation of this. So I'm going to do this in stages. I'll dismantle, I'll take it out of the packet, show you what I've got, and then we'll install it on the chassis, and then we'll fit the LiPo battery in to make sure it is secure, and then hopefully we'll get, well, not hopefully, we'll get this car out and give it another speed run with 2S and see if it's any better. So this is what comes with the kit. So you've got the hardware there, the bolts. You've got a quick release mechanism there with some graphite. That springs. We've got like a post which I believe fits something. Well, I'll say like that. It might not have these on. It might have to go a bit closer in. I'll have to see. But these go on the end. Got some foam, some more posts for the out rigs. I mean, they must go on somewhere on this part of the chassis. Looking at the pictures, I'm not so sure. I mean, I've got a funny feeling that these might have to come off. And if that's the case, that's going to be really tricky because they're fixed in on the inside of the chassis there. They sort of go on when the chassis is apart. But we'll do what we can, and we've got another graphite part there, look, and another sort of fixing end plate bracket here. So it looks all very good quality. Again, the instructions here, I wish they'd done them bigger because you've got a little tiny little writing you've got to try and understand. But we'll have a look. It says there's a spacer in there, but I definitely haven't got a spacer. Yeah, look, if I just zoom in there, that bit there, that there has got a spacer, but I can't actually see a spacer, which is interesting. So, right, let me have a look. Let me see what I've got to do, and we'll fit it on. There we go, that's all done. That wasn't too difficult. It was more difficult me trying to read the instructions. So there's a couple of bits on the chassis. These bits, which I no longer need. I've sold the other part of the chassis now, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Because I've actually cut the bobble bit off the ends. They're probably knackered now. I can't see anyone wanting them. But they just replace here. I'll show you a bit of a close-up. So that just goes onto the chassis. That fits out on the bottom. There's a bit of foam here, which I think would stick to the bottom of the chassis to stop the battery sliding, I guess. Other side, the quick release mechanism. It's just a case of holding that bit there, and that sort of springs up to let the battery out and back down again. I'm guessing that these, I suppose they can go on anyway, can't they, to be honest? That's the way I've done by the instructions. Maybe this cutout here is for the leads, I don't know. And then will it reach across? Who cares? It should be alright. There's another cutout here as well. But I'm going to go and get the battery, and we might as well see, make sure it fits on, see how much plays in there. Maybe that, I don't know where that goes. There's a bit of foam here, so like I said, I'm not sure where I'm going to put that. We'll see how much it's flopping around in there. And it still, I think it would still take the normal NIM sort of batteries if I want, I don't know, want to use that for some reason. But we'll get the, let's go and get my LiPo and just see how that fits. All I've done is put the NIM back in. It does fit, it's fine. That would go back up on there. But there is some play. I mean, I think this battery is slightly shorter than a 2S. So there's a bit of play there. You probably want some sponge or something. I've got some foam that I can stick on there. So that it kind of, if I was using this, it would butt up against it. It'd be okay. But I'm pretty sure the 2S is slightly longer, but let's go and check it out. Okay, so batteries in. Wasn't quite plug and play, as it were. I swapped the quick release round, because when you put the battery in, because the way this one is, the leads on the end, so it makes, although they do sort of sit above the battery there, that wouldn't sit flush. It will get caught up in the wire, which I didn't want to do. Of course, the wire's quite long as well, so I didn't want all that over this side of the car because it would just be flaming around. So I swapped these over. That one goes, that was on the other side, so obviously swapped them over. It goes in wires first, which can be a little bit awkward, but it's not exactly difficult. And then now this goes over here, so with the connector on the end of there, the adapter will plug into there, and the balance lead is sort of held up here, it's out of the way, and the body will go over quite nicely. This will sit above anything moving. It's absolutely fine, no problem. So that's that. That is the LiPo fixing kit, mounting kit by Yeah Racing. Yeah, very good. Goes very well with the rest of my Yeah Racing products, which is in the car. So the next thing to do now is we'll give this a go on the 2S and see if it's how much quicker it is, what speed I can get out of it. And then once I've got that established, we're going to put all the speed gear on, the diff, the high speed gear set, the lightweight spindles, and the high speed bearings. I've noticed it hasn't got anything for the cups, the drive cups. I'm pretty sure they're bigger from memory. There is some bearings in the kit here, but they're not from the high speed bearing set, so we'll have to see. Anyway, that's this video for now. We'll get this out soon, give it a run, and see what speed, if any improvements are made just by the 2S. Right, M05 chassis with the 2S. I don't know if it's going to be quick enough. It's much more stable than the four-wheel drive. Stop, read, 32 miles an hour. Still relatively disappointing, if I'm honest. Right, let's try again. Right, so we've got 34 miles an hour. It's not as quick as the four-wheel drive. 35 miles an hour. We're getting there. We'll try again. What is 36 out of this, I wonder? There we go. So I think the reason that I've just done the TT01E, the reason that's having a problem is it's a bad connection. So we've got 36 miles an hour. That's a 2S. I don't know if there's 37 in the car. I'm pretty much, I don't want to hit anything that's like a bump. I suppose I'll give it another one more go. But 36 miles an hour, that's quicker than the TT01E, and that used to do 42. Right, I can't really get much quicker than that. Read. So we've done 37 miles an hour. That's an M05 with a 2S LiPo. That's pretty impressive, if I'm honest. 37 miles an hour. That's good.
I just thought I would use freeze frame. Easier said than done. You'll see there, just at the back of the car, a little white speck. Well, that there was part of that rim that I will show you at the end of the video. That broke the rim on the car. That little that lump that you can just see behind the vehicle.
That could have been disastrous. In fact, that's damaged the rim. It's broken the rim. I've broken my rim. Yeah, it's broken it. You can see that. It's busted the rim. So that'll just come off. That means I've got to get some more wheels. The motor's reasonably hot. That is a shame. Okay, we'll call it a day. So it transpires that the M05 front-wheel drive car is quicker than my TT01E. Could be a lot of reasons, really. Yeah, we'll have to get some wheels again. There, it's gearing next, high-speed gearing. Well, there we go. Onwards and upwards. let's get out of here. It's hot. Quicker. Now I have got some other upgrades to put on this, which will be soon. It's a bit of a mission, but we've got a high-speed gearing set that can go in. Lightened shafts for the gears, and the high-speed bearings, and also a geared differential. So this is a ball diff. It's very smooth or broken. So yeah, it works all right. I mean, that diff there works fine, but if I've got the gearbox apart, it would seem foolhardy not to put all the gears in. So they've got to strip the whole thing down. And because the gears are slightly different sizes, I might run a different sort of fixed part on the motor, not just running one screw. We'll see on that one. Yeah, and we'll go from there. And remember, these are still at the moment vintage brushed motors that I use in my electric cars and any sort of speed runs that I do. I haven't gone over to brushless just yet, so no doubt there's still more improvement, especially with the brushless variety. And then of course there is the option to go up to like a 3S, having to change the speed controller because it only goes up to 2S. Maybe get another electronic speed controller and try 3S or something. I mean, I think you're getting to the point where the car won't be too quick then for what it is, but that's something we can try. I mean, we won't know that until we do increment steps. Anyway, that's that for now. I hope you enjoyed that one. That was successful from my part. I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye for now.